We are at the Iliniwek Village State Historic Site, and as I learned, the Illinois Indians are different than the Illini football team. So always remember that it's like the state of Illinois when you are talking about how to pronounce these Indians, and not like the football. So here's where we are at. We were just at the Battle of Athens, right in the corner of Missouri, and this historic site wasn't too far away. And you can read about all this online as well. I've read all about these things. So I am excited kind of to come here because I know for sure of two of my ancestors from Kaskaskia and one from Cahokia that were Indian. And so they were all of the Illinois tribe. They were different bands. And so these people would have also been related to my ancestors, maybe more closely than I know, maybe not. They were also all of the Mississippian type of Indians. That's how they kind of grouped them together sometimes, because they all had the same kind of culture. And there's a wonderful list of them: Peoria, Kaskaskia, Cahokia, Tamaroa, Mowingwena, I don't know how to say these, Michigamia. Well, you can read the rest. But they are all part of the Illinois tribe, and it says they were divided into 12 sub-tribes. That's cool. With the shadow, it's hard to read. Maybe you can pause the video and read. That's what I tend to do when I get home. And there's more over here. So I think the Marquette and Joliet were prominent in my French ancestors coming down and meeting these Indians. This one talks about them coming into Starved Rock. Starved Rock is the other place that I know the Illinois have the history, and I'm really anxious to learn about this. Here shows Illinois wigwam, and I think we're gonna see some of these bars out here on this 1.1 mile hike. So we can kind of get a grasp of how big it is, and this would have been what their life would have been like. So cool. I keep reading about these people in books. And this talks about the archaeology of this place. And I guess finding the Iliniwek here. Talks about there being 1, 2, 3, 4 houses excavated from here. Oh, cool. So that's what it would have been like living inside. They would have had upper and lower levels. So this is the Oxbow hike. It's 1.25 miles. I'm sure part of the excavating here, they found lots of arrowheads, but they don't want you taking any of these artifacts. So here we are. We're going to go on a 1.1 or 1.25 mile hike. I did not start this recording right away, so I missed part of the trail. But you see here the longhouse is there on the trail, and then you come around and you begin to see the marsh or the bog. I forgot what it's called. It follows it along the backside there. Here's another view of it, and then it cuts back up where you see the roundhouse, and so then you can go on back to the parking lot. We've come to a sign all about the floral and fauna of the area. And I see there's two houses out here. There's a long house, not far from where we're at, and a roundhouse. So I see the first house up in the distance. So cool. It's just sticks stuck in the ground, but I think it's cool. And here's the sign. Tells all about it. It's like 30 degrees out, warmed up from when we've been out before. So hopefully you can maybe pause and read, as I always say. It's the longhouse. 26 relatives, all in one house. They really got along. It's been rebuilt in the same location more than once. Wow, they really liked living here. And there's the inside view, which I think is so cool. And the exterior view. It's big, but not for 26 people. That's kind of cool, though, to imagine. They had all the big ones in the middle. I guess doorway here, entryway of some kind. I mean, you didn't have couches. So you have a big one there and a big one here. The big ones down the middle and small ones on the outside. So we could walk through here. There were 2 levels, so it would have been cozy in the winter. Wow, that's huge. Gives you a perspective. It's not very wide in between, a couple of arms lengths. So here we are, and the trail actually goes off of the gravel down into this area. Walking into the wind, it's colder. Really nice flat farm field over there. Oh, there's the slough. So the farm field, and I see the slough here. We're turning. And there's the slough running along right beside us. The slough is still to our right. We have a wonderful canopy of trees which is great as a windbreak. How fun is that? The slough is pretty wide right here. Kind of cool. This is a really nice trail just to walk. Oh, good. We've come to an opening where you can finally see the water better. A nice bench. Beautiful little trail right down to it. It's not really moving, but it is beautiful in its own way. Yeah, back around to the gravel road now. There's a blue marker over there. Oh, it just says something about State Park. Love the rustling leaves. So we see the other one up ahead, right there. So technically, I guess you could go back on the gravel trail and just stay on the gravel parts to get to both of them. I couldn't figure out what this was at first, but it's a big pile of cactus. Okay, straight ahead. So I think when I was growing up and learning about wigwams in my history books, they kind of were round more than oval. And I always thought they were more like what the Eskimos stayed in, where it was cold, but it's pretty cold here today. Native American roundhouse. Excavations in only 2007 at this location indicated a circle pattern. How cool. So they figured out that right here was where some Indians built their roundhouse, and you can read more. So it reminds me more of like a teepee size. Very large teepee. In the middle for your fire. There's enough room for plenty of people, though, around the outside. When it's cold, 1+ miles always seems longer than it is. And see the building. So the oval house, the long house they called it, is to the left. And the round house is behind me, and we're coming to the entrance.